led out by team captain Eva Maioli and represented by Borna Coric. And their opponents this afternoon, please welcome Team Greece. Led out by Captain Perth Tsitsipas and represented by Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Well, it's been a great 24 hours for Team Greece. Let's not forget about that man sitting at the back of the bench right there. Stefanos Tsitsipas, who had the best win of his career yesterday, and a crucial one at that. And to help put Greece in the best possible position to qualify for the city final. But all eyes this afternoon will be on Stef Tsitsipas as he takes on Borna Coric for the 5th time in their respective matchups. Two of the last three have been epics.
Okay, gentlemen, like usual, some important reminders that the net censor and TV changeovers. So please be sitting till they say time. And Hawkeye Live, keep on playing until you hear an out call. And the serve clock on each corner, so keep an eye on the serve clock.
And I'm on the side of
the towel?
Yeah.
Yellow and blue, so it's easy matching. Okay, so any questions? No? So Liam asked Borna for heads or tails?
Heads, please.
Heads, okay, heads is called. Up in the air, Liam. See it. Yes, so good flip, very good. So tails, please, Stefanos.
Sure.
Sir, okay. You stay? Yeah, so picture.
Well, I can tell you Liam is dialed in. Quality of that toss was probably the best of the week. He understands the magnitude of the occasion. It's a city final. He's brought his A game. That's always good. We'll be hoping that both these players can bring their very best today, because in the last 3 occasions, they certainly have. They've been highly entertaining affairs. My name's Rob Koenig. Delighted to have Mark Philippoussis alongside me, and John Fitzgerald will be courtside for this one. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Robbie. It's an absolute pleasure being next to you, and this is a match we've been looking forward to, or hoping for, all week.
Yeah, Borna has been rock solid. A little rusty in his opening match, but once he found his feet, he played some very good tennis against Francisco Cerundolo. It was the Argentine's second match. His performance was better than his first. And then, of course, he was too good. Was Borna against Arthur Rinderknecht. Played 2 outstanding tie breaks to win that second match, 6 and 6. The tie break scores, respectively, were 7-2 and 7-1. Watertight when it mattered. He's had a tough 2 years coming off shoulder surgery, but eventually, when he got his teeth stuck into the 2022 season, it took him a while. There was a lot of pain initially with a lot of losses, Mark, but arrived in Cincinnati and produced the best performance of his career, I think it's fair to say.
Without a doubt, Robbie. I mean, that shows the fight he has. The spirit is a natural fighter, and going through those difficulties, made him even stronger, in my opinion.
And of course, that was at the expense of this guy, who he beat in the finals of Cincinnati. We'll talk about the head-to-head in a moment. But Steph himself had a very good win to start things off. That was one of the highlights of the week early on, beating Grigor Dimitrov 7-6 in the third, a deciding set tiebreaker. And of course, there's some significance in that scoreline as well. We'll get to that in a moment. And he was too good against David Goffin, winning that one in straight sets. So he's teed himself up beautifully, but the problem for Steph is this right now. Coric leads the head-to-head 3-1. In fact, the one that Steph did win was a retirement. He's lost the last 3, and it's the manner in which he's lost them that I think will hurt. I mentioned that meeting in Vienna, which he lost 7-6 in the third. He was up a set and a break. But what about that match at the US Open back in 2020, Mark?
That was a brutal match, like you said, man. You've got to put Coric away. He's such an incredible fighter, the way he came back, and it was, like I said, an epic match. What was that?
6 match points. He ended up
6.
Yep.
Thought it was 5.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, don't shortchange him. He was down 5-1 in that 4th set before eventually turning it around and winning it, unfortunately, on an empty stadium court. That was back in 2020. Still one of the matches of the year.
Robbie, that could take a while to get over a match like that. That stays in the vault for a while.
And of course, we know this sport is so much about matchups. So how's this going to shake out today, you think?
One thing we know in tennis, every day is a different day, but without a doubt, these guys, you know, they got good memories. And they definitely remember how many times they've played each other or how many times they've beaten that person or lost that person. So there's a lot on the line here, as we both know. They've got a history, but now it's about playing for the flag. This is a must-win for Team Greece.
And Fitzy, we're going to throw to you courtside and just get your thoughts on the matchup today. How do you see it unfolding?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a difficult one, but I'm going to stick with Stefanos. You know, I've seen all the matches they've played this week, from courtside, up in the box, and we've all studied them, and I think his form is as good as anyone for the whole week. And his forehand weapon, to me, will be the difference. I know he's lost 3 out of 4 against Borna, but look at the score lines and how close those matches were. That's, you know, they could have gone either way. So the 3-1 record doesn't faze me too much. I just think he's got a bit more game. Borna, I have the ultimate respect for, and he's improving. He hasn't reached his peak yet in his career, but I think the top end from Tsitsipas has a bit more potential. And he, you know, if he steps up today, serves well, and then follows it up with that forehand, and it's his trademark way to play, I see him as being favourite here. But nothing would surprise me. And both players know how important this match is, with Croatia leading 1-love in this contest so far. So a lot to look forward to. Absolutely. I'm going slightly with Stefanos.
Well, Athenian athleticism and artistry, but I think today he's going to have to tap into that Greek grit, because Coric has snatched victory from the jaws of defeat on 2 occasions against Steph in the last 3 matches that they've played. They've been Herculean efforts.
First set, Stefanos Tsitsipas.
And one thing about Coric, he is more than qualified from the neck up.
Ready?
This could be a battle royale. Fingers crossed it is. Let's get it on for the city finals here in Perth.
With 15 love.
For me, that's going to be a huge part of the game. Use that 1+2, that first serve, and look for that forehand is going to be a huge play for him. Very, very important.
Yeah, I think the matchup that Stefanos would want to avoid is his backhand against the Coric backhand, because Coric's backhand is a little better in my mind. It's a heck of a shot, and but I think the best shot on the court is the Tsitsipas forehand.
Left for service. Left for service.
I've also been impressed with how well Coric has served this week. You know, we expect Tsitsipas to serve well. Look at the size of him. I mean, he's got that trajectory down into the court, but Coric has been incredibly good on the first serve, and that's what's impressed me the most about him actually this week. So he won't be overawed in that department.
Game Team Greece.
Good start. Serve well, play well. And of course, the serve and forehand will be so important to him, won't it, Mark?
First game.
Yeah, Robbie, that's what's impressive. So after the serve, the first shot is 80%, 84% of the time is a forehand, 16% of the time is a backhand. So it's very difficult to get it to his backhand. That's a shot he's looking for, and that's a shot that serve is setting up for him.
Absolutely. Those two have to fight. Second best on tour. Getting that forehand into play behind the first serve was Steph. But the problem is this guy. In those two epic matches in Vienna and the US Open, what does Borna Coric do better than most? He's able to find Tsitsipas's backhand off the return of serve. In fact, after Vienna, Steph was only able to use that forehand after the first
Borna
serve
Coric to serve.
65% of the time.
Croatia.
It's almost down 20%, Mark. And when Tsitsipas lost the epic 7-6 in the fifth at the US Open, his ability to use the forehand after the first serve was also reduced. Not as much as the Vienna match, but that was down to 77%. So still, it's a few percentage points down on his average.
Lot 30.
So we'll keep an eye on those numbers. It's one of the reasons that this guy has been a thorn in the side of the Greek. Oh, that is nasty.
If we go back to the replay of that, Robbie, you'll see the anticipation skill of this man. He was on his way before Coric made contact with the ball. He just scrambles this back over. You watch him, he starts moving now. And he's quick for a big man, mate. What a beautiful athlete.
Good spot, Fitzy. 3 break points early doors here. Well, what a start from Tsitsipas.
Team Greece leads 2-0.
This was the drop shot that Fitzy was talking about. Still plenty of work to be done here, but how's the vision and the execution?
I was going to say, it's one thing getting there, and it's the other thing having the hands to play that shot once he got there. Incredible.
Coric did advertise that drop shot a little bit, though, didn't he? He looked instantly like he was going to hit a drop shot by his preparation, so that gave Stefanos a little advantage there to move early, I think.
Love.
I've just got a feeling that Borna has started with a thought process of going to the backhand of Tsitsipas no matter what, and it's just sort of thrown his rhythm a little bit here early, I reckon. Haven't seen him start like this all week.
What Steph has done great, Fitzy, is He knows that's going to happen, I would imagine. He's ready for it, and that high backhand he's been hitting, instead of through the ball trying to muscle it, he's been getting some nice depth and nice height over that, allow him to get back into the court in good position.
Game Team Greece.
That particular serve out wide on the air has been nothing but spectacular. Another quick hold. This is the perfect start for Team Greece and their supporters. 3-love in no time.
Forehand slobodno, samo uđe u loptu, uđe u teren, napade brže loptom, slobodno.
Συνέχισε το ίδιο, τίποτα άλλο. Συνέχισε το ίδιο, με την ίδια ένταση, κράτα την ένταση εκεί. Και μισή ευκαιρία να έχεις πάντα μέσα. Go.
Just some gentle reminders from Dad.
He's just saying, keep doing the same thing. Don't change
Να είσαι
it.
έτοιμος, αν επιτεθεί να είσαι εκεί έτοιμος. Το κάνεις να παίξει.
Time.
Well, Mark, it has literally been a perfect start here from Tsitsipas, hasn't it?
It has been. 12 points in a row, Robbie. Coric is yet to win a point.
And that's resulted in a 25% swing after just 3 games on the win protect. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And counting.
Love 15.
Yeah, the crowd realised too down here. There's an extended applause there for that first point. Won by Coric.
You've got to love his reaction as well.
$15, 30.
Mark, I'm interested to know what you think. Because of this backhand matchup, I mean, Stefanos, by the way, is transferring his weight a little better
40.
today, I think, moving into the ball a bit better. But if his backhand down the line is working, it changes the whole perspective for me, because he doesn't want to get involved across court with the Coric backhand. That Coric's backhand's too good for him. I think when you match up the backhands, a lot of the time anyway, if he can go down the line and open the court up, it's going to make a big difference. That's why it's the best shot on the court.
And what a start to the match.
Team Greece leads.
He has dominated in every department.
Fitzy, I could not agree more with what you're saying. He knows he cannot just sit cross-court with him. But what he's doing beautifully to start off this match is he's doing that heavy backhand, so it's not in the target. And then he's opening up, trying to use that forehand. But then that backhand down line, as you said, is a huge play for him today because he does get his forehand involved in the point very quickly right after.
15 love.
And to me, it makes so much sense, that backhand, the heavy backhand, because it also gives him time. It gives him two things. It gives him natural depth and then time in the rally, because quite often when he's trying to flatten out his backhand, it's low, it's short, and the ball comes back so quickly to him, he doesn't have chance to position himself to try and bring his forehand into play.
And 15 all.
Just on the flip side, nothing will bother Borna, I can tell you that much. He's played Steph on 3 occasions on a hard court, and completed matches. He's won all of them, and he was down in all of them. He'll be telling himself he's got Tsitsipas where he wants him.
Right now, I'm not sure I agree with him, though.
No, I'm kidding. Of course I'm joking, Fitzy. But, I mean, this guy's, he's redlining, isn't he? This is about as good as it gets. And this is how destructive he can be when he's playing as well as he is.
But you know what? He looks very composed and relaxed right now. Definitely making it look very easy. Got the shot he wanted. He didn't accelerate through that one. Just guided it up the line.
30 all.
Just first time that Coric has made 2 first serve returns, and then they come back to back. Serve was pacey as well.
(40-30).
I tell you guys, as good as his forehand has been in the 2 matches he's played, I think the serve has been even better. Maybe a couple of percentage points above that. He's played the big points so well.
Game Team Greece.
I think he's starting to wear divots in that section of the court out wide on both sides. That's how accurate it's been. This has been jaw-dropping so far from Steph. 5-love. We've only been on court for 16 minutes.
This is the time when less is more. Do not say a thing. He's in that zone. Just let him stay in that zone.
See, Robbie, that's why Flipper's a cagey coach, even at a young age. He knows when to talk and when not to, and seriously, it is a big thing in coaching. Just let him be right now. You know, Flipper, it's not about the coach, is it? It's about the player.
Absolutely not, Fitzy. I agree, 100%.
I'll never forget an interview with Pep Guardiola. It wasn't too long ago, and he was asked, you know, he's obviously a great coach, and how much is it about being such a good coach. He said, it's not about the coach. I've got the best players. That's why they make me look like I'm the best coach.
Well, I tell you what, Mark Philippoussis might start looking even better than he normally does over this next 12 months if he wins a major title, because he's a player that can. That'd be really annoying if Flip looked even better. But anyway. But he's, you know, it's easy to get carried away after 5 games, isn't it? But he's certainly a player, Mark, that's going to be at the top of the men's game for a few years to come.
No, look, he's come out with playing the right tactics, and he's executed them to the T right now.
And even the second serve points one category. Tsitsipas, great numbers. A bagel, 0% one. As far as Coric is concerned. See if he can hang on to a serve here. 2 service games played, twice he's been broken.
Come on, come on.
15 love.
Put a tweet out earlier this morning, and the Croats were able to get to the finals yesterday, and I was just thinking, I'm not sure if there's many countries with a population of 4 million that punch above their weight more than Croatia does in world sport. It's amazing what they've achieved in some of the biggest stages in sports that's played all over the world, right?
I think their gene pool produces so many big, strong athletes. You know, they're taller than most. They're strong. Look at the legs on Borna here. I mean, and they compete. They're great competitors usually.
Yeah, well said. A couple of people throughout Norway. They've got some
14 love.
Pretty good athletes, some of the Winter Olympic sports. They've got the Ingebrigtsen brothers, track and field, that are world-class, world beaters. Victor Hovland, pretty good golfer.
At 40-15. (40-30). Get the ball, please.
I think it's just shaken Borna a little bit. The start that Tsitsipas has had. I mean, it's almost a perfect start, and it's just shaking him up a little bit, and he's making a few more errors than he normally would. And I think, it looks like to me, and I know I would be a little afraid of that forehand, because he's been hurt by it so far, and he's just a little tentative, and he's come up with some errors that he normally wouldn't. He still hasn't quite settled down. Coric.
Advantage. Team Croatia.
He's ready for Steph to hit some forehand winners. He's just not ready for him not to be missing his backhand. He's expecting errors, and Steph's playing very smart off the backhand side right now. That's what he hasn't been expecting.
Thank you.
know, Steph likes to drive through normally. He's been hitting it big and kind of flat all week, and now he's hitting a complete different backhand.
And then, of course, that shot right there becomes more natural because he's used to brushing up the back of the ball. He's got the shape on tap.
Absolutely.
Use.
Couldn't agree more, Robbie.
He's not trying to hit a winner here, is he? He's just placing the ball low and in that area, and he'll just use his athleticism to stay on the point if Coric makes the volley. Loved the shape of that one too.
Team Croatia.
And the sound it made off strings, there's not that miss-it, clunky sound that we so often hear from him. He knows it was a good strike.
Can't believe he missed one.
Well, I'm not sure that was the right choice, the drop shot, but he's so confident. He's just, everything he's going for is just paying off. And the backhand down the line gets my attention, Mark. When Tsitsipas hits that, it changes the makeup of the rally totally. Because then Borna quite often will go across court from that position with his forehand to Stefanos' forehand and gives him more options. He's getting out of that backhand to backhand situation really nicely.
Yes.
Look at this tactical decision on the second serve to actually go back. He's moved back 3 meters from his average this week, standing a lot deeper to receive the second serve.
Advantage, Team Greece.
I'll tell you one thing he's doing. I mean, he's doing quite a few things well right now, but he's just mixing up the play. Coric doesn't, he's, you know, haven't seen him this off balance all week. Doesn't really know where the ball's going, if he's going to go backhand down the line, big or cross court. And he's thrown in those 2 drop shots now.
Set point.
Game. First set, Team Greece.
A perfect set of tennis from Stef Tsitsipas, playing at his zenith to win the opening set. 26 minutes, 6-love, Team Greece off to the perfect start.
Κράτα την ίδια ένταση, okay? Την ίδια ένταση από την αρχή. Θέλει highly focus, το mindset να είναι το ίδιο ακριβώς.
Quick look at the numbers, Mark. There are some impressive numbers on the left column.
It's incredibly one-sided. I mean, 71% of first serves for Steph. That is fantastic. He's won 90% when they've gone in. 5 aces, 0 double faults. Look at that. 3 winners off the backhand, or off the forehand, 1 off the backhand. He's perfect in break points, 3 out of 3. Only lost 1 point at the net and only 3 unforced errors. Wow.
think we call that keeping it tighter than the taxman's purse.
And Flipper, good luck making him better after this, you know.
He might be without a job. His work's done. Yeah, the forays forward, the shot selection. I mean, he was just in the gruel of Coric from the opening service game. He's defending so intelligently.
I think there's a fair chance, though, Robbie, that this set will be a little closer than the last. How much so, I don't know.
Fitzy, I was going to ask the question, how much easier is it to forget about a set when you've lost it 6-love versus, say, when you perhaps have lost it 7-6 and you might have had set points in it?
Well, I think you're desperate. If you've lost one 6-love, you are desperate to get on the board early. So he'll be, you know, bringing blood to win a game here in the opening game. Although he's got a break serve to do it, but certainly in the first 2 games, he's prepared to do anything. He's got to be desperate here, Borna, and that's his personality. He will be. So Stefanos has to start again. As well as he's played, it's going to be hard to maintain that level. So if he drops off just a couple of percentage points, Coric will have a better chance.
Well, this is the Perth City final of the United Cup. Team Greece taking on Team Croatia. Won a little earlier today for Donna Vekic. Team Croatia, she was simply too good for her Greek counterpart. This is match number 2. Greeks off to a flyer.
I mean, he won that point again with a drop shot. But, you know, he's just got to be careful, you know, not to hit too many. It's tough to say, I mean, tough for me to say that. He's won all 3, but, you know, it's important to keep hitting the ball. But right now, it just feels like he can't do anything wrong. That's the danger one we've been talking about. Hey, Fitzy, as soon as he was set, steps in and takes it on the rise, it's an incredibly dangerous shot.
Yeah, you've mentioned it a lot, and you said he used this a lot in Cincinnati when he beat Tsitsipas. The backhand down the line is dangerous. That's where you can hit most of your winners, because there's more risk when you go there, but there's more reward if you can make it.
30-15.
He hasn't had the opportunity to do that because he's been hitting it so deep and so heavy right now, but the first time he has, he's hit it well.
Put a little asterisk alongside that point, because I thought, what about you? Steph should have been in behind that initial forehand.
That would have been an easy high put away, wouldn't it, Robbie? And again, that's a meter behind the baseline. He's gone for a drop shot. I mean, he had the forehand. I'm surprised he didn't hit it again into the open, off there, the backhand side.
He knew how important that point was too. He celebrated towards his box there after that, because it was probably the first tactical mistake he's made. The point before the drop shot, too deep, and probably starting to think about overplaying it a bit too much. So back to the basics.
Team Greece.
Well, he keeps the
New
momentum.
balls, please.
Working firmly in
First
his favour.
game, second set.
7-love to Team Greece here. And you'll know there's going to be a response. This is a guy who came back from 5-1 down in the 4th set at the US Open 2020 to beat Tsitsipas. He had 6 match points. He couldn't put Coric away. So if you are a Coric fan, hang on in there, because he certainly has against Tsitsipas.
Yeah, that's one thing that Steph, I'm sure, is very much aware of. He's got to keep that foot down and maintain that focus. You cannot allow Coric to get in this match in any sort of way. And what happens sometimes, Robbie, if you won the first set 6-love, and all of a sudden, even if it gets to 30-all or deuce, it kind of feels you get really tight because you're just so not used to being in that position. So it's you know, it's definitely going to feel his way into this match. But
well, new balls make a difference. They can affect the way players hit the ball either way. That's something different. He's got to find something, doesn't he?
15 love.
Maybe it'll help him. Maybe it'll help him hold this serve by getting a few big first serves into play, because the ball goes through the air a little faster, and getting his name on the board. That's his big objective right now.
That was 207.50. That was huge.
Happy joining us.
30 love.
First time this afternoon. Our graphics are not wrong on that left side of the screen there. Tsitsipas has come out all guns blazing. Nigh on perfect tennis in the opening 7 games. He won the first 13 points in a row in this match. I mean, serving huge, returning intelligently.
40 love.
And Mark using his backhand intelligently from the baseline, wasn't he?
Yeah, I love the shape he's got on his backhand right now.
So the scoring system in tennis is unique. And Borna Coric right now just needs to think, okay, I've lost a set. Don't think about the score. I've lost a set. I'm 1-all. I'm even Stevens in a second. Here I go. Because the scoring system looks so one-sided. But I can tell you, if you win a set 6-love, you don't take it for granted. You're going to win the next one easily.
Yeah, and that was my point to you. Sometimes, is it easier to forget about a 6-love set, Fitzy, than one that you've perhaps lost 7-6 and had chances in?
I think in a way, yes.
Yeah.
As long as you get on the board early in the second.
Plenty of truth to that. He's got a meaningful digit alongside his name now.
See, I think the best players in the world generally have that all-court ability, and Tsitsipas possesses it. Not all of the top 100 players in the world can be an all-court player like they probably need to get right to the peak of the sport. You've got to have that ability to approach as well. Because if you can only win points by staying back, it doesn't give you the dimensions that the great players have.
30 love.
And I just love his all-court ability flip. He's got so much to work with.
It's a great thing to have a plan. You know, a couple of plans. If plan A is doing well, you can go to plan B or even C.
At 30, 15. At 40, 15.
And now George is the one who's kind of forcing the play and then getting a little impatient.
Game team.
He's got no clue where Tsitsipas is directing that first serve. It's been a masterclass.
Down,
Steph leads by a set and 2-1.
Balls down.
I'll tell you what, on days like this, if you're not at the tennis watching quality of shot making that we're seeing, this is the next best option. Cottesloe and Scarborough, Perth beaches, great for swimming. Of course, Cottesloe is the Indiana tea house, which is so very popular. Hosts start of the Rottnest swim and sculptures by the sea. Decent surf, I'm told. I'll have to default to the man alongside me. He loves a good point break. So many cafes and bars in and around Scarborough and Cottesloe. It's the place to be on a warm day like today. Hottest day of the week here. Mercury has been rising.
Πάρε την baseline. Okay? Πάρε την baseline με κίνηση. Okay? Stop.
So not only has the Mercury been rising courtside, but this guy's game has been white hot.
Έξω την πάλι τώρα. Έξω την πάλι.
Možeš sve, sam pustio ruku, čvrstanje.
Is it a case for Coric just waiting for this guy's level to drop off, or does he need to change anything?
See, in my opinion, he kind of has to, because what else is he going to do? And Fitzy, touched upon that. He doesn't really like coming to the net. He's that player that loves to grind from the baseline, getting to that rhythm or that backhand, look for it down the line, and then look to use his forehand when he can. But he hasn't had the opportunity to do any of that.
Love 15.
Good news for Coric is that Team Croatia are 1 love up in the tie, thanks to Dono Vekic winning the opener. And that's been the big difference today for me, and you're part of the camp, so you know it.
Yeah, this is what I love. During the 2022 season,
30.
Clearance over the net has been 81 centimeters. During the United Cup, definitely today, it's 108 centimeters. That is a difference of 23. 27, sorry. Gotta go back to school with my son. Back in math class.
And it's just so glaringly obvious how it allows
15,
him
30.
to stay neutral in the point. And he's got time. He's got time to watch the shape of his ball. He's buying himself a little bit of extra time to settle back into the rally.
All. 40-30.
Goodness there, what's going on? Didn't notice anything. Here it is again.
Is that his glute? His hammy?
It's normally the glute when you're doing that stretch, isn't it?
Team Croatia.
Oh, he's hung on in here well. That's stitched into his DNA.
2 games all.
Oh, he just pulled up a little bit. There we go. Just that lower back glute. Got a TFL muscle that controls the lower back and top of the leg muscles and the glutes. Is tennis nearer the gods?
Oh, God. Talk about athleticism. Are you kidding me?
15 love.
I mean, the guy's everywhere. We should flood the court and see if he can walk on the water, Mark.
At 30 love. Love. At 40-15. Again,
did the right thing, really good slider out wide, but just planted his feet, did not move his feet, and just ran into the ball. Wasn't able to get out of the way to accelerate through that shot. As he said, you cannot allow to give Coric any room to try and get back into this match, because if you give him anything, he will take it.
That's a nice aggressive second delivery, and he keeps the momentum working in Team Greece's favour.
Team Greece
3-2 second set.
3-2.
Well, this point was so good. We've got to have a look at it again. Talk us through it, Mark.
I mean, opening up the court nicely. I love this backhand fight. Look at this backhand, and then this get. Showing athleticism from both guys. He should have put this ball away, in my opinion. But again, to get there and then have the hands to find that lob win across court.
Incredible vision.
Σωστά, και όταν έχεις forehand,
His touch has been immaculate.
Καλό running forehand. Τρέχει καλά και κάνει καλό running forehand. Δηλαδή, αν είναι εκεί και περιμένει, σε περιμένει να καλύπτει το forehand του, βγάζει στην άλλη γωνία. Κίνησε την μπάλα καλύτερα με το forehand σου, okay? Έχεις το καλύτερο inside out. Inside in, inside out, finish. Right? Let's go. Αν τώρα στα δεύτερα σερβίς του, όταν γυρίσει να πάρεις forehand, επέλεξε όποια γωνία θες εσύ. Όποια γωνία βλέπεις καθαρά εσύ, επέλεξε αυτή τη γωνία να ξεκινήσει ο πόντος, okay?
Good news is I've got a translator sitting next to me. Mark Philippoussis. What is some of that dialogue all about between father and son?
I mean, look, he's literally telling him about the forehand. When you get a forehand, you know, you don't always have to go telling big towards the forehand side. You can also go big down the line towards the backhand as well. You can mix it up. Don't have to always go to one side. That's pretty much what he's saying. In my opinion, the funny thing is, it's, you know, when you win the first set 6-love, and all of a sudden it's on serve in the second, people kind of start panicking. Like, hang on, it's on serve. Everything's going fine.
Less is more, perhaps.
Less is more. Less is more. Just let that guy play. So obviously, he's doing something right out there.
Love.
Good start to a service game here, midway through the second set.
30-love.
Yeah, that was a better point from Coric, right? Built it up beautifully, used that forehand.
Watch out, watch out. That was a shot that was so devastatingly good in the Cincinnati final.
40-love.
And this is why you have to silo the previous results in this match. The 6-love you have to put in the back of your mind, put it over, silo it over in your memory bank, because now we've got game on. He's starting to find his range a bit, and it's all about this second set now.
Left for service.
You know, I'm not sure how you two boys played when you competed, or what your thought processes were exactly, but I always try to tell young people, look, if you lose the first, you just got to think about the second. If you win the second, why can't you then start believing that you're favourite to win this match?
Oh, absolutely not. Of course you can. No reason why. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry, John. There he comes.
There he is, and it's the scoring system we refer to, isn't it, Robbie? Like, who cares in the end if it's 6-love or 7-6? You've lost the first set.
Yep.
You've just got to establish yourself early
Love
in the
15.
second. Now this second is anybody's, and if you win, hey, start believing positively that maybe you are favourite.
Coach liked it. He liked it a lot. And I want to say this is the first time on serve that Steph has lost the opening point.
$15-all.
That serve, it's been there all week when he needed it, and just like that comes the rescue again. His eighth of the match.
$30-15.
Tell me what Steph has done pretty well there to get the forehand into play.
Yeah, understandable. George is getting frustrated. He knows how important it is to get himself back into the match, and that's just an easy unforced error.
Game. Team
You
Greece.
simply can't pick Tsitsipas' serve today. It has been outstanding from start to finish so far. 4-3 second set.
Κλείσε λίγο το ρεβέρ. Τώρα αρχίζει και σου σερβίρει πάρα πολύ στο ρεβέρ. Θέλω βαθιά επιστροφή στο ρεβέρ του. Βαθιές επιστροφές στο ρεβέρ εκεί, Στεφ. No problem. Και χτύπα τη. Αν δεν σημαίνει βαθιά, θα της δώσω μόνο spin. Χτυπάω. Θέλω βαριά και γρήγορη επιστροφή να πάει εκεί. Okay? Αν γυρίσεις να πάρεις forehand όπου θέλεις, όποια γωνία θέλεις εσύ. Το forehand κίνησε εδώ που θέλεις, όπου νιώθεις ότι μπορείς να το τοποθετήσεις σωστά, να το χτυπήσεις σωστά.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. I was just going to ask you, do you think in this situation, look, we talked about less is more.
Yes.
And I believe that right now. Yes. He's playing so well. But does he listen when he's in this position? Like, is he hearing what his dad's saying there, or his coach?
I would imagine whether it looks like he's not listening. I think even if he looks like he's not listening, something will get in, right? Something will come in, even if he looks like he's not listening. But what he was saying then, to be honest, do not agree with. What he was saying is on the backhand side, it doesn't need all that spin, that he should hit through the ball with more pace and deeper into the backhand. And the first set, that heavy, high backhand was what money.
So why would you change a winning game?
I'm stunned. I don't know, and I really hope we don't start seeing him flattening out the forehand, because that's the reason why Coric hit that winner down the line. That backhand cross court from Steph was 55 centimeters over the net, and he was able to be right in his honey hole to go down the line.
Yeah,
and the whole first set was
yeah, and he doesn't give himself time to recover on his feet, with his feet.
So I don't understand that mindset at all.
Okay. Well said.
15 love.
I don't think he should change anything right at this moment. He's playing about as well as I've ever seen him play.
And you know what? There's nothing to panic about him. Like you said, guys, he's 6-love. But it's on serve in the second. Coric is getting to the match, absolutely, but he's too good of a player not to.
Just missed.
Go back to what Mark was talking about.
love.
This is the 2022 season. The backhand net clearance of Tsitsipas, 81 centimeters. United Cup, 108. It's a 27 centimeter difference, and his backhand has been outstanding in the matches he's played so far. He's used it so intelligently today. So why do you want him to flatten it out? When he does, he just gets eaten up by this guy.
Hey guys, not only is he playing into Coric's strengths, but it's not getting his forehand involved into the point.
Lovely return. So the other thing I'll just throw out there,
14,
guys.
15.
Τι θα σου κάνει εκεί? Τίποτα. Δεν μπορεί να κάνει τίποτα. Τίποτα. Δεν μπορεί να κάνει τίποτα εκεί. Τίποτα. Τελειωμένος. Στο επόμενο βελάκι έχει γυρίσει να πάρει forehand.
Game, Team Croatia.
This battle has got very interesting now. And I was just going to say that
4 games all.
when have we ever thought about Tsitsipas as being a player who hits guys off the court with his backhand? It's not that kind of shot. It's there to set the point up so that he can use his forehand. Yes, occasionally he's going to hit some good backhands when he's got a bit of time, but it's not a shot that really hurts opponents.
Robbie, I couldn't agree more with what you're saying.
Love 15.
Second service game in a row now that Steph has lost the opening point on serve.
Time violation, warning, Team Greece. What? Broken? If it's broken, give it to me, then I take it back. It's a gift. You see, if it's broken. Oh, this is only soft, only soft. This is not broken. Time violation stands.
That's interesting, isn't it?
15 all.
He gets a warning because, and then he says, well, the ball's broken. But the umpire says it's not broken, it's just soft. Well, it means it's different to the rest of the balls.
Yes, so they exchanged it, correct?
Yeah, so he didn't want to use that one. I think that's fair enough. I think he should have rescinded that warning. Just my little opinion.
Yeah, they got a new one out and I threw it out to him. They didn't use that one.
Yeah, because it wasn't up to standard. I think that's Steph's prerogative to change that ball. Where's that logic come from?
I don't use that
40, 15.
No, it's not broken, it's just soft.
Let first service. Game. Team Greece.
The serve has been the foundation of his game. It has been rock solid.
Στεφ, τέλειος, μπράβο σου. Μ' αρέσει που πήρε το χρόνο σου. Τέλειος, σούπερ. Τώρα αυτό που πρέπει, προσπάθησε να κεντράρει τις επιστροφές σου στη μέση. No problem at all. Και είπαμε ότι η επιστροφή στη μέση είναι ok. Εντάξει, ειδικά στο forehand στη μέση. Άρα, δεν σκέφτεσαι τίποτα. Swing, στη μέση, βαθιές. Χτύπατε όπως θες την επιστροφή σου, στη μέση, τα πρώτα σερβίς. Τα δεύτερα, αν γυρίσεις να πάρεις forehand, χτίσε τον πόντο όπως θες εσύ. Από όποια γωνία γουστάρεις εσύ, ok. Good. Κάλυψε, αν θέλεις να τραβηχτείς λίγο πιο πίσω στο πρώτο, να σου πω κάτι. Άμα θες το πρώτο να τραβηχτείς ένα μέτρο πιο πίσω ή μισό μέτρο πιο πίσω, να καλύψεις όμως το ανοιχτό. Γιατί όταν τραβηχτείς πίσω μπορεί να σου κάνει ανοιχτό. Ότι κλείνεις την παραπάνω γωνία. Κάτσε λίγο πιο πίσω, ξεκίνα καλά την επιστροφή, γεμάτη. Και μετά, όσο μπορείς, πήγαινε κάλυψη την baseline, okay, για να μπεις στο ράλι σωστά. Μισή ευκαιρία έχεις, μισή ευκαιρία, μπες μέσα. Πίεσε. Okay. Άμα βλέπεις το παράθυρο, έχεις βάλει τα πόδια σου κάτω και βλέπεις το παράθυρο ανοιχτό, χτύπα το.
Guys, want a quick translation?
Yeah, go for it.
Pretty much what he was speaking about was the return of serve. He's saying on the first serve, whether he's hitting a forehand or a backhand, return it in the middle of the court. On the second serve, stay back. Give yourself time and you can hit it anywhere you want. Be aggressive with it, but he's just telling him, just start off the point deep in the middle at his feet.
That's one of the best backhands all match from Borna.
15 love.
He was patient. He denied him rhythm and then just tapped the talent off that side. Pacey as well, 143 kilometers an hour. It's been a big difference today from previous matches, taking that second serve deep. And I love it when he gets that right foot across to hit the backhand. Get all his weight behind and then transfer it forward. Don't like the open stance return when he makes time for himself.
30-15.
That is inch perfect.
40-15.
He's just starting to dial that shot in now.
Game. Team Croatia, new balls, please.
Well, I think for Coric to be in this, he's had to step up a bit and be more aggressive. I know Eva Mayoli feels that way. She feels he's got to be a bit more aggressive, step inside the baseline a bit, because then he can hurt Steph with the first or second shot, you know, the backhand, taking it early. So he's got to have an aggressive mindset, and he has. He's incorporated that.
Love.
But all the time that you've been working with Tsitsipas, have you ever seen him serve as well as he has this week?
I just feel like his serve's just gotten better and better. More importantly, he's gotten more confident on his serve.
30 love.
You know, the rhythm there, that belief, and for him, it's all started with his ball toss. I think before, when I first started watching him play, his ball toss was a lot to the left. It would hook, and then his body weight would fall on his left-hand side.
Net for service.
Now his ball toss is a lot more consistent, so the body weight going in the direction of where he's serving, and it's made a huge difference. He's not collapsing on contact. And he's taken advantage of that height that he has.
I mean, I've seen him serve well, Mark. No question about that in tournaments, but this is by far and away the best sequence of matches where I've seen him serve well.
Game. Team Greece.
Another comfortable hold. Tsitsipas just a game away from wrapping this one up in straights.
Team Greece leads 6-5.
Let's have a look at this ball toss. See if we can identify anything a little tougher from the side angle, but you can see there's very little movement going on in the ball.
It's a nice high ball toss. Good body weight transference. And he's jumping into the court. Like I said, it'd be great to see that on the side or from behind, but that did get a good indication of his serve on that one.
Αν μπορείς να δώσεις ένα κλικ λίγο παραπάνω πιο δύναμη στην επιστροφή, ξέρω πώς θα σε βοηθήσει αυτό. Αν πάρεις μισό μέτρο πίσω και δώσεις λίγο παραπάνω, πιο πολύ, ένα 5-10% παραπάνω, πιο γρήγορο επιστροφή.
Gee, he gets a lot of information though. Yeah. Oh, I mean, his heart rate right now is high. To cope with all of that, I think it'd be difficult. Maybe he's good enough to do it, but wow.
Χαμηλή μπάλα, άστον εκεί να γονατίσει κάτω, να σηκώσει το μπαλάκι μετά στο επόμενο. Okay.
Well, let's take a look at what we like to call the beehive mark of the player's ball toss, and by Steph's standards, that looks pretty compact to me.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent. As I said, I think that's the most important thing on a serve is the ball toss, and a consistent ball toss.
And you can see the red one, especially
too far right, yeah.
They're at the extremes, aren't they?
Yes.
Back, front, side.
Yeah, you can see, especially like I said, on the right-hand side there, the one's way out in front and the one way behind. It got away from him a little bit. It's a great thing to see, actually, to have those statistics in front of you. That's where he's making contact.
Serving to stay in the match for a second time, our Team Croatia.
Sort of a manufactured volley sometimes, isn't it? He prepares, he wants to cross every T and dot every I so well, does Coric, that he prepares so early, but it becomes a bit stiff. You know, there just wasn't enough feel on that one to get it short.
Just doesn't look comfortable, does he? At all. He was looking for that short volley as well, Tsitsipas was. Already moving.
And 15-all.
Coric right back to work. Grinding away. Solid point from him.
Well, it's do or die for Borna Coric here. He has to hang on and win these tough few points here to hold him and guts out a tiebreaker if he's to stay within or in the match. And he knows that, gee, he's a great competitor. He's got his nose to the grindstone here.
Yeah, he's just won the longest rally of the match, Fitzy.
See, that's where a high bouncing backhand, you know, is more effective than that flat one, because that's a more difficult shot, I think, a high bouncing ball like that, especially to the Coric forehand.
That was an intelligent return, wasn't it?
Yep. Big moment.
Wow, Coric setting up that point beautifully and missing a sitter. Guys, we know he's not comfortable at the net, but that one
It was on top of the net.
Look, I feel sorry for him. He did everything right. How well did he play the point to get back in it and then miss the easy one?
After an hour and 17 minutes. That's the first match point for Tsitsipas and Team Greece. Okay. We've been here before, guys. Saving the first match point. How important could this be for Coric?
Yeah.
And I say that because of the mental scoring on that US Open match when Tsitsipas had 6 of them and couldn't put him away. Those memories will come back now, won't they? One saved. He has struggled to make first serves in this game.
Advantage, Team Greece.
You're seeing that last break, the match point. Steph tried to do the same thing, Fitzy, but didn't have the same acceleration, the commitment on that backhand return.
That could not have missed by much.
Wow, Coric was close too. That must have landed on the baseline. Shows the difference when you accelerate through the ball, how it can dip in the last second compared to not doing that.
Got to refer back to the scoring system in tennis. This match could be over in 1 minute, or it can take at least another hour from this position.
Advantage, Team Croatia.
There's a variable finish line in this sport.
Yeah, I've always thought, is the person who invented the scoring system an absolute genius, Fitzy, or is he the devil in disguise?
Fair question.
Team Croatia.
Well, that could prove to be a monumental hold in the context of this tie. 2 match points have come and gone for Tsitsipas.
And you have to
A
admire
6-game
Coric.
total. Second set, tie break.
Not admire the guy. How competitive he is, the guts he shows. One of those players that you have to beat. You've got to put him away.
Tie break time. I could see the arc on that was way too low. Desperate to finish the point.
Yeah, I think he made a decision because
1-0.
Borna was so deep in the court. That made him make that decision. He really probably should have gone with the stock standard forehand down the line there. But he changed his mind when he saw how deep Coric was.
Just lost the forehand a bit here. A few in the nets, miss it there.
A 2-0. Team Croatia.
And you can see the body language of the Croatian team. That right now they believe.
Remember when they played in Vienna just a couple of weeks ago, that one went all the way as well.
Team Croatia.
Coric nipped him in the end, 7-6 in the third. And in Vienna, he was down a set and a break as well.
Net for service.
Great anticipation. The execution was even better.
A 3-1, Team Croatia.
Of course, Fitzy, it's something we talk about all the time. I see you giving me the eagle eye from down there. Hitting that shot inside in, leaving yourself exposed.
Yeah, I certainly like the play of coming
Yeah,
forward
3-2,
when you've got the guy
Croatia.
defending with a high floating return. Come in and swing it, but that ball you've really got to put away, don't you?
I thought he maybe hesitated for a split second before coming in, like thinking about it, and then I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it going down the line. Didn't leave himself another option.
He's got him this time. Finally, a meaningful volley off the racket of Coric.
A 4-2, Team Croatia.
Again, you've got to appreciate the fact that he was prepared to come forward, despite the fact he hasn't had a whole lot of success at the net.
Στη μέση δυνατά πάνω του, no problem at all. Όταν ξεκινάς επιστροφές στη μέση, είσαι ok. Αλλά να μην προλάβει να πατήσει τα πόδια του, It's okay. Και μετά, Στεφ, όσο μπορείς, οι επιθέσεις σου να μην πάνε μόνο στο drive. Περιμένει εκεί. Και inside out. Και inside out. Okay? No worries about it. Let's go. Come on.
Vasquez telling Stefanos, keep going heavy and big down the middle of the court. Talking regarding the return of serve.
Yep. Team Greece requested the replay, left service line. Five-2, Team
Big time
Croatia.
serve when he needed it most. 9 millimeters in that was.
Hold down, please. Yeah.
Boy, did he grip it and rip it. What a time.
A 6-2.
To produce a first return winner
Team
of a first
Croatia.
serve. Brings up 4 set points.
Even then, Mark, I know these points they're all desperate at this stage, but even then, the ball that drew the error from Coric then was a slower hit,
yes,
loopier backhand.
Yes, it was a high ball. Yeah, I do feel he, for some reason, has gone away from that parts in the second set instead of sticking with it the whole way. All credit to Coric.
6-4.
Well,
Team Croatia.
I had a feeling that Steph was still into this tiebreaker, especially if Coric is missing that first serve. Second serve, 0.1 for Coric right now is at 32% for the match, but it's at 50% for that for this set.
Time violation, Team Croatia.
So they've both had one now.
And second set.
Borna Coric
Team Croatia
has embroidered his grits and resilience into the second set. And he has squared it up. We are going the distance here in the Perth City final. This guy's a warrior, man. 2 match points saved. Guy on the other side of the court was redlining for a set and some change. He was up against it. It's somehow it's set a piece. What do you make of those numbers, Mark?
Oh, look, huge difference. First serve percentage is 188%. Break points, he had 0, but he just came up with the big ones there. The backhand winners, 6 compared to 1 for Tsitsipas. Even on the forehand side, with Steph with that big weapon of his, has only hit 1 for the set, and Coric has hit 4.
Yeah, that forehand went off the boil. We saw that. A few forehands just not getting the spin control correct, missing them into the net, then shanking a few. It was rock solid in the opening set and a bit. And of course, that was always going to be the question. When he approached the finishing line, how was he going to hold up?
That's the one we spoke about. That's too low of the net.
Oh, it's so important in moments like these to be very strong mentally. What do you think the thought process is? What would yours be when you've had the chances? Plus, Mark, you know the history against this guy.
Look, he had 2 match points, but they were, he wasn't serving at 2 match points. Did he have a play on both? Yes, he had a play on both. Maybe that, especially more of that second one, where I think he guided it a little bit instead of, it's easy said and done. Of course, you just want to get it back in play, and that's won him so many points, that higher one. But that one really didn't have the same spin and penetration of the bounce as the other ones, as he was doing the whole first set. And Coric was all over it. I mean, we know that Coric is a fighter. That tiebreaker was pretty straightforward. Coric had a good start, and have a couple of mini breaks. He had a little bit of an insurance there, and then took advantage of that. That was a solid breaker from Coric. Also, I wasn't sure, Robbie, did Tsitsipas's first serve speed slow down in that tiebreaker? Is it just me, or I feel like he didn't hit it as hard in that tiebreaker?
Yeah, good question. Actually, didn't think about that, Mark. Let me tap into our guys at Hawker and see how the first serve of Tsitsipas was looking in that tiebreak versus the rest of the match.
I've got a feeling he
Hawker telling us it's dropped 3 Ks, which is not a lot.
No, it's not that much.
It's not a lot. It might be something more to do with the accuracy, because every single one of his first serves was returned.
So you're gonna be on him or what?
He's gonna be here, what? You got 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Εντάξει, μετά. Πότε μετά, δεν γίνεται.
Too late, you have to do it next, you know, on his own
30
time.
seconds.
Own time then. You know, still good. This is not good. Do it next change over quickly and go. Time. We have 5 minutes.
Well, it's interesting that Apostolos has been speaking so much on the change of ends that I think Steph has actually forgotten to either change clothes or go to the bathroom. And then when he has requested it after the chat, he hasn't had enough time. And he's come out not knowing what side to go to. Then he's figured he's got to go to the other side. So just wonder if Pops is just delivering too much information, a bit of a paralysis through analysis, as they say.
Final set, Team Croatia to serve. Please take a seat, especially behind the players. Thank you. Players are ready.
So many other matches. This one too is going to a decider. All to play for. Jimmy Connors like footwork, squeaking of the shoes in the court.
15 love.
You can just hear him making fine adjustments so that the feet are in the perfect position to execute that overhead.
Thirty love. Love.
Right now, that 6-love set doesn't mean much, does it? It's amazing, this scoring system. Now it's a toss of the coin. You fight like Coric does and get back to a set all. It's tough to pick a winner from here.
Game Team Croatia. First game, final set.
Yeah, Fitzy, and also look at that body language.
Yeah, the pep in the step is not there as much, is it? He looks a bit flat. He's going to have to reignite here a little bit, I think, Steph.
Okay, let's see how the serve shakes out in this deciding set. One of the things that's happening as well is that Tsitsipas is starting to work a lot harder behind his own serve now. This was just an error of judgment. He knew it straight away. The body English tells us that.
Yeah, he did. He made a mistake. He was there to hit that volley, wasn't he?
Set for service.
That's a good point from both. Very intelligent return of serve just to keep the point alive. Check this out. The first serve's unreturned for the match. 58%. He's been getting so many free points behind the serve. What happens when he steps into the breaker? Every single first serve came back. Serve wasn't as accurate. And did well to get racket on ball at Coric. Put those returns in play. Ask the question.
Mark, is that the play that can win him this match? I mean, I know that Coric made a heck of an effort there to make him play a difficult half volley, but the forehand off with some venom in it and then come in, making Coric stretch way back there. I mean, he's not winning as many points in the rallies now, is he? Not quite.
Look, going back on what you just asked, Fitzy, that should be, I mean, that's his go-to play, period, when he's playing. I mean, that should be, especially because his forehand is so big, it's giving him opportunity to get in. Yes, that was a really tough one, but his hands, you know, he's showing nice hands and that has improved. But that point he just lost in, nice big backhands, but so flat. Again, right in the zone of Coric where he loves it.
Yep. Yep, he does. He loves the pace.
And no matter how deep or how hard you hit it, his two hands are so good that it's not going to affect him. It's not going to put him under pressure. But when you have that heavy one that's high, it bounces high, then that's a complete different look that he's getting.
Well, I think you probably get a few more mishits from Coric then too, because the pace is different. It's a variable pace and bounce. And it's not right in the slot.
1 game on.
That's what was happening in the first set, and he was getting his forehand a lot more into play. And then the funny thing is, when he decided actually to hit through the backhand, there was more on it, and he wasn't used to that pace. He was mixing it up so well. Coric is dialed in now from the baseline.
Love.
I tell you who it reminds me of a little bit of Sampras, because his backhand, he used to hit it also high. It wasn't always clean, but he was disciplined with hitting it high, wasn't he? He was just waiting to use his athleticism to bring his forehand into play all the time.
Robbie, you nailed it with the word you said, discipline. He knew exactly what his backhand can do compared to what his forehand does.
30 love.
Yeah, and you picked one of the greatest running forehands we've ever seen, by the way.
I mean, Steph's is not bad, right?
Oh, it's awfully good, but Pete's, I think, Pete used to just hammer that thing. But he'd use the backhand to get to his forehand. Pete also used to chip and charge with his backhand on the first court on the big points. He would 30 all, and if he got a second serve, that was another mode of attack that he would use. He'd chip it and go down the line and shock the opposition. He had some repertoire.
40.
This is
15.
exactly how Coric wants to play, though. Yeah.
Appreciating the quality of that backhand. Showed us both there. Set it up beautifully with the high, deep board, and then he's got time if he does want to take it down the line.
Game. Team
Good,
Croatia.
accurate serving. And in this deciding sets, it's Team Croatia who have got their nose out in front at 2-1.
Team Croatia, these 2 games, 2-1.
Young Stefanos Tsitsipas. Just keeping an eye on some of the numbers there and the data that we're accumulating for the match. Coaches have access to an iPad there with so many different pieces of information. It's just keeping a beady eye on some of those numbers whilst Dad's doing more of the chatting on the change of ends. Didn't have to say too much in the opening set. It was a nigh on perfect set of tennis, but Coric was well aware that his opponent was playing at vertigo-inducing heights, and sooner rather than later he was going to have to come down. And those pressure points have started to even themselves out. Now initially it was Greece was so dominant in that category. It's almost even Steven now.
Made a mistake, didn't he, on the last forehand? Wanting to come in, but just headed into a place where he was handcuffed. Tsitsipas, he was a sitting duck here at the net. Once he goes there and comes in, he's a sitting duck. He's looking a little bit unsure.
Yeah, he's in an incredible fix because he has yet to lose a service game. Yes, he's down love 30 here, but he won the first 6 love, lost the second 7-6, having too much points, but still has not lost a service game. And needs some first serves here, though. Wants to get out of this one.
Great vision, great athleticism, and unbelievable resilience.
Love 40.
Such a well-weighted push down the line. I mean, look at the balance. Three break points.
15-40.
These are the first break points that Coric has seen all match. Still got two more.
$30-40.
He's got him.
Team Croatia.
The first game, he creates break points, he breaks. And John Fitzgerald is courtside with Team Greece.
Well,
Team
Petros,
Croatia.
Big moment there. He's in a tough situation now a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is. Borna has raised his level by miles compared to first set, so he just needs to find a way to dig in and get out of the situation.
In the first set, it felt like to us that he was looping his backhand a little more and giving himself time. It seems that Borna loves this pace, this speed.
Definitely the game has become more fast, more rallies, which is beneficial for Borna, but yeah, I think he needs to find a way to be more aggressive with the forehand as well.
Okay, and to come to the net a bit more off that forehand, do you think?
I think it's going to help, but Borna is keeping his shots pretty deep, so that's not an easy option, but definitely could help the situation.
Okay, well, thank you. Thanks, Petros. Good luck, mate. Give him some good words.
Yeah, he'll make it.
It's Borna Coric now that has raised his level to incredible heights.
15-love.
I mean, what a point. Again, just looking so strong with those wheels, isn't he?
Isn't he just? And he really has turned the tables in sets 2 and 3 in these longer rallies. He didn't win any of them in the opening set.
Yeah. Now he's the one who looks relaxed, who's playing within himself. It's amazing how things have changed.
Yeah. Points won over 9 shots. It's Coric in sets 2 and 3. He leads by a country mile.
30-love.
George continuing to be aggressive. He's definitely found his rhythm, especially on the backhand side. He, again, taking it beautifully and on the rise. Hitting that one down the line, which is definitely one of his favorites.
Game. Team Croatia.
Team Croatia are racing to the finishing line here in set number 3. It's Coric who's up 4-1.
Team Croatia leads 4 games to 1.
Well, Fremantle is a special spot in this part of the world. Of course, Fitzy was reminding me, this is where they had the America's Cup. I think it was the late 80s. He said it's 20 kilometers south of the city, famous for its port, of course, great seafood, bars, restaurants, and just a great spot to hang out, spend the day out here. Yep, that is Fremantle, folks.
What a turnaround this is, Robbie. I mean, if you do lose the first set comfortably and then you come back and find a way to end up winning the match and turning it on its head, it's so satisfying. If you're Borna Coric right now, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. And it's going to take something special now for Steph to do a turnaround from his own end. And of course, it's really important for Greece, this particular match. When you look at the matchups to come in the rest of this tie.
Love. Love.
That's one thing Steph's looking for right here. It definitely is an easy hold. And try and find a way to break and get back into this third set.
40 love.
Mark, if we can assume for a second, not get ahead of ourselves, but assume he's going to hold here at 40 love. I'm interested to know what he can change. What he can change here in the next return game at 4-2, assuming he gets there.
I mean, he's got to go back to doing what he did in the first set. Look, it's easier said than done. The first set was 6-love. There's a lot of things that were going on. You know, maybe Coric coming out a little nervous, not having his eye in. But one thing that Steph was doing was giving himself more time on the return of serve by staying back a little bit more and then getting body weight transference into his shots and then getting underneath the backhand a lot more, which is giving it that more height over the net and then bouncing higher. And Coric wasn't handling it as much.
Yeah, so instead of going toe-to-toe on every single ground stroke, I think is what you're saying, because right now he's hitting everything flat, hard. It's in the pocket for Coric, and he loves that.
He loves it. It's not affecting Coric in any way. But not only that, now he's got even more confidence and he's got his rhythm. He's got his eye in.
He's on a mission too, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Coric was missing a lot more first serves in that first set, so Steph was having a look at a lot more of the second serves, and that's something that he has definitely improved, is that first serve percentage, and that also has made a difference. Okay, I think Steph got a little lucky there. He was staying close to the baseline, wanted to take it early. I don't think that plays in his favour. But Coric, it's the first time I've seen him actually not have any good footwork. Got a little stuck there and gave Steph the easy forehand. Interesting to see what he does in that next second serve. If he's going to continue to press up on that baseline or go back to have more time.
What about the Pete Sampras play here? Take one and go in for something different. Shock him? No?
I wouldn't hold your breath, Fitzy.
He's not going to tip this one down the line and go in, is he?
15-30.
I just think anything that takes a little bit of the rhythm away from Borna again, like not just to trade big, heavy ground strokes every single time and give Borna the rhythm.
Well, one thing that he's doing is different. He's sitting up on the baseline, that second serve right now, and it's paid dividends. He's won both of them. Well, that backhand down the line.
15-40.
Won him that one. Well, guys, I've got to say, I did not see this coming.
Right on the 2-hour mark. Tsitsipas earns 2 break points. He's missed it. He has missed it. Great defense. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, Team Greece are back in this contest. 4-3 deciding set.
Team Croatia, these 4 games to 3.
How much was that down to Tsitsipas changing things up, and how much was it down to Coric just missing?
I think it was a combination of both. It was the fact that he missed every single first serve besides that first point and gave Steph the opportunity. And I mean, he did something different, but he actually hit through those backhands. It was got some good depth, allowing himself to get into the point. But that came out of nowhere, and just like that, back on serve.
And now if you're Steph, you've got to think of the positives. You've got to think, well, I only lost my serve once this whole match. I'm not going to lose it again now. I'm going to hit the finish line and running through the tape. They have life back in the camp, don't they?
Yep, they certainly do.
It's amazing how quickly things change.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about the matchups between Tsitsipas and Coric. They have been anything but ordinary. The US Open was an absolute epic back in 2020. That one went 4 hours and 36 minutes. It was one of the matches of the year. When they played in Vienna just a couple of weeks ago, that also went to a deciding set breaker, which Coric managed to edge out again. And that final that they played in Cincinnati.
There's a good chance we're going to see a tiebreaker to end this one too, Robbie.
Oh, where do I sign for that, Fitzy?
That's smart play. Nice, heavy, deep shot. Recognizing that his player so far back from the baseline and showing some good hands.
Touch, 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 touch.
Oh.
Touch.
I mean, the touch call was a little late from Mohammed. I think it's fair to say Steph was committed to the shot.
Borna Coric touched the board during the round.
Yeah, Steph
Therefore, the point goes
meant
to
no
Team
ill will
Greece.
there, but Borna was a little bit annoyed. He was a little bit annoyed here. He got hit heavily on the body, and he called it.
Oh, yeah.
But no ill intent. And by the way, if there'd been no touch, that was the perfect place for Steph to go, right at the body.
And I know we can see Coric making the gesture there that he had touched the ball, but when you're the player running to the ball, you're so focused on it, you can't see it.
What's the first thing we're told as juniors?
Yeah.
Watch the ball.
Even in Kokalichi.
15-30.
Once again, we've just seen a couple of shank forehands from the baseline.
15-40.
In the tie break in that second set. Just not getting the correct net clearance, then shanking a few. It's another untimely miss hit. So after getting the break, looks like he might give one up yet again.
$30-40.
Well, Borna had him where he wanted him. He had the backhand-to-backhand rally going. Can't believe he missed it. I can't help thinking when they get into a backcourt rally now, he's slight favourite every time.
Yeah, Fitzy, I'm with you. I mean, got a little miss hit there that ended up dropping in, but Steph stuck to it, and when you saw him miss that, Borna does not miss a lot of those backhand cross courts, that's for sure.
He's just hanging on here, isn't he? Steph, I mean. Can you believe we get a free seat to this
Advantage.
stuff?
Team Greece.
Can't believe it some days. You see competitive, world-class stuff like this. It's so entertaining for me.
Oh, ditto that. We've had a couple of crackers this week already.
Net first service.
Yeah, by their history, guys, are we surprised?
He needs to get a bit more out of his serve, though, I think, Steph, at the end of this, right at the back end of this match. A couple of free ones. These types of rallies are too hard. Good effort. And Borna missed an opportunity there.
Greece.
My word.
Well, he's taken a page out of Coric's book in his grittiness.
4 games all.
And of course, in the last service game, there was a strategic change from this guy. And he decided to hit that second serve return a lot closer and on a couple of occasions inside the baseline. And I mean, how big is that differential, Mark?
You're looking at around 4 meters there. Huge difference.
Clear, change in strategy when returning the second serve. Let's see what he does in this all-important 9th game.
That must have just touched the outside of the line.
A replay.
That was
right far side
very
line.
close call. That was in by 6 millimeters.
15 love.
2 great shots. Thought the return was outstanding. What a riposte.
Love. Love. Game. Team Croatia.
That was clean. Better than the last one. A minute 17 hold. Just what you want near the tail end of a match like this.
Team Croatia.
5-4.
5 games to 4.
Τώρα σερβίρισε. Πρέπει να είσαι έτοιμος να ανέβεις φιλέ. Όταν υπάρχει μπάλα να ανέβεις φιλέ, πρέπει να ανέβεις φιλέ. Δεν μπορείς να τον αφήσεις όσο επιστρέφει συνέχεια τα μπαλάκια βαθιά εκεί. Okay? Mix up your serve. Όταν έχεις μπαλάκι, όταν είσαι 30-0 πάνω στο σκορ ή ξέρω εγώ πάνω στο σκορ, ανέβα φιλέ. Δούλεψε και επιτατική λίγο. Come on. Όπου θέλεις, ανέβα του στο βολέ. Okay. Και παίζω από τον πρώτο πόντο, στα service game σου. Πρώτα απ' όλα δεν βιάζομαι. Εντάξει, δεν βιάζομαι. Είμαι έτοιμος, ξέρω τι θα κάνω, έχω σκεφτεί τι θα κάνω, ok? Alright? That's it. Οργάνωσε το στο κεφάλι σου.
Ali iz dijagonale, ono, lovi ga zna panika. Tako da ako kreneš u izmjenu, prebaci mu. Idemo. Ajmo. Forehand brzo i šibaj. Igraš odlično. Bravo, majstore.
Well, there's a semi-final here in Perth in the inaugural United Cup.
Time.
Both Team Greece and Team Croatia finished their respective groups with 2-0 record. And it's Team Croatia who have got the hop in this one. They won the opening match. Donovekic too good for Despina. Papa Michael of Greece won pretty comfortably, 2-0. This one's going down to the wire. Team Greece were 1 point away from squaring the tie-up. Stef Tsitsipas with 2 match points in the 12th game of that second set. 5-6 Coric serving. He had him 30-40 and he had an ad. Couldn't get the job done.
Well, that's an unusual miss again from Borna, and he's flabbergasted with himself. He's taken the pressure off Steph a little bit in this game, hasn't it?
Yeah, we don't normally see misses like that, especially 2 in a row.
There's an aroma in the air here, Robbie, a tiebreaker. I can sense it.
Oh, we've had 2 great ones already. Remember, Tsitsipas winning a deciding set tiebreaker against Grigor Dimitrov, opening day. more like it. And fittingly, the other one came for Team Croatia. And their number 2, Borna Coric, had an unbelievable deciding set buster yesterday against Adrian Manarino. So fitting, that is 1 apiece. He missed one like that to give Tsitsipas a match point in the second set. He's made amends.
We're 40-30.
Got to be careful here. 40 love to 40-30.
Take your time, Steph. Come on, take your time. Come on. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it's been rushed a little bit.
Isn't it amazing, Mark, the difference in feeling when you lead 40-love and it gets back to 40-30 rather than when you come from a deficit? You know, if you're down a break point and you get back to juice, you feel a lot better about yourself than if you've led 40-love and it gets back to juice. You feel like you've got so much to lose, I think. Yeah. This is a tough situation for him now. This is where he really does need to serve.
Anticipated it. He was looking for it.
Advantage, Team Greece.
He was actually undone by the spin and the slight lack of pace.
I was going to say, was there too early, huh?
Yes.
Team Greece.
That's an intelligent approach.
Yeah, that's the one that he needs to do more. I know you like that one, Fitzy, but when you go down the line to the forehand, it's got to be perfect, especially against Coric.
No, this is the perfect approach. I mean, you've got to be a good player to hit this too, but it's low over the net, a lot of angle.
And it's the lowest part of the net. You've got more court to hit into.
That's a relief for the Greek camp there.
5 apiece. And it's been over an hour now since Tsitsipas had his first match point. Great backhand.
There's that nice backhand to open up the court.
Love 15.
Less forward speed, more spin with angle. Heck of a shot there.
Incredible how things change. Now Steph is the one who is winning those rallies.
30.
He's looking more comfortable, confident. And Coric is the one who's trying to go for the winner earlier.
Coming 4-1 up in this deciding set, Coric didn't look like he could miss a ground stroke, let alone a backhand.
You know, in tense situations with a tennis racket in your hand, I always think it's harder to hit that touch shot under pressure than it is to actually swing hard at the ball. Whew. My heart's in my mouth when they go for that drop shot at love 30 at 5-all. But it was the right play in retrospect.
Wow, what an intelligent return, wasn't that, Robbie?
Couldn't agree with you more, Flip. How often have we seen
15-40.
the best players in the business use that return in big moments? You just think about Nadal, that chip forehand. Novak, when you go big there. Out wide or even down the middle on the ad side, the chip deep. Buy yourself some time. Use your athleticism to stay in the rally. To break opportunities. Well, after being 4-1 down in this deciding set, Tsitsipas has turned the tables for Team Greece, and he will serve for the match when he comes out from the break.
Team Greece leads 6 games to 5.
I don't know about you, Flip, but if I was in this situation, I'd want to be just sitting quietly on my own right now with my own thoughts. What do you think?
Yes, but, you know, there was no chance of that happening. We all know that.
You're a funny guy.
I definitely think he gets to a stage where he learned to, you know, you got to block it out too, and you're in your zone. And you just look to stay in it, you know. Stay focused on what you have to do.
Well, if he hits, you know, 3 out of 4 serves here, the first 4 points, he's in good shape. And Borna, tough for him here in this situation. The match is on Steph's racket almost to a degree, anyway.
Yeah, Fitzy. I mean, right now, the only thing he should be thinking of is taking his time between each serve, thinking about where he wants to hit, good ball toss, and just commit to it.
Time.
Oh, what a match this has been. More twists and turns than a Dan Brown novel, this one. Tsitsipas unplayable in the opening 7 games. Coric got his teeth stuck into the match, but still it was Tsitsipas with 2 match points. 5-6 on the Coric serve. He saves those, then he races to a 4-1 lead. Looked like Tsitsipas and Team Greece were done and dusted. All the momentum with Team Croatia. But it's been that Greek grit that we were calling for at the start of this match. Given the matchup, that's got him to this position right now.
Love 15.
Just rushed a little bit on that end forehand. That's the one where there was a good return in the middle, but I'd like to see him go back, give himself room, then step into the direction of where he wants to hit the ball. I feel like he just set his feet too early. Out. He was lucky to get away from that one. Oof. Robbie.
I mean, of the 2 shots that he could have chosen to come in on, it's that one that he chooses to come in. It's mind-boggling, right?
When you see your opponent off the court that far, especially when you got to one hand off that racket, you've got to look to move in.
That was a lucky break. Nice composure up high.
I think you'll find the Croatian team box is telling Coric to look for the wide one on the second court too. Steph gets a lot of his winners out there with the first serve, and you got to lean that way a fraction, I think.
You mean the return, Fitzy?
Yeah, on this first serve, they look for the wide one.
15.
So an hour and 8 minutes since his last match point. He's got 2 more.
Out.
Just a little long, just a little long.
(40-30).
It's a centimetre long there. A 4th chance to bury this match.
Well, if you serve wide to the second quarter and serve volley, the court's open to the forehand wing, so you're always tempted to go there. But he couldn't put the first volley away. Desperation.
What a pass, though, from Coric.
Had to knock that one off. Easier said than done.
That was the first serve and volley, guys. It was on match point.
What does it take for Stef Tsitsipas to put Borna Coric away?
Advantage. Team Croatia.
Time to buy a vowel or buy an ace.
Got him with a change-up. I don't know if that was intentional.
He picked that side again. Was that a tight return, Robbie, or was he kind of early on that one as well?
I thought he was a little early on it. Just 188 down the tee. It's about 20 shy of what he normally hits it at.
That is a smart mix-up. That's what he was doing the whole set and a half.
Advantage, Team Greece.
Not an easy shot to hit when it's over your shoulder like that.
Fifth match point. That's PlayStation tennis there.
And nothing but admiration for both of these competitors.
How good was that from Coric? How good was that? Again, match point down.
Ball, please.
Well, where does he go now?
Advantage.
I don't know where he goes, but you go for an ace right now.
Greece.
Well, 6 match points wasn't enough at the US Open back in 2020. Will it be enough here at the United Cup?
Second match, Team Greece. 2 sets to 1. 6-love. 6-7. 7-5.
Steph Tsitsipas has finally beaten down Borna Coric's door. What a highly entertaining encounter that was. It ebbed, it flowed. But after 2 hours and 50-odd minutes of high-octane tennis, quality shot-making from both, raw athleticism, it's Team Greece that comes out on top, and they reduce their arrears. It's a match apiece, and Steph Tsitsipas can finally put the demons to rest against Borna Coric. How good was that flip?
I mean, you know, so many ups and downs. My God, he can't beat the start he had. But what was impressive was maintaining his composure, not losing focus, getting angry, finding a way to break back twice in that third set. And finally, on the 5th match point, it was the 5th or 6th match point? 6th match point, Robbie. I think he got that gorilla off his back, huh? The gorilla named Coric.
Absolutely. The moment of relief to finally get across the finishing line. And spare a thought for Borna Coric. He is a quality opponent. But he electrified the locals in the end. What a match that was. Had a bit of everything, didn't it?
I think they did not disappoint.
We expected a lot from both, Flip, and they delivered. And wonderful scenes there. Both captains being put through the ringer. Well, I'm not sure how much he's got left, but hopefully he's got just enough left to have a chat with John Fitzgerald.
Yeah, we're not sure how much you have left, Stefanos, but thank you for talking to us. Never easy after such emotion and tense tennis. Well played. You came out incredibly fast. You didn't make a mistake, I think, in the first 7 games almost. And then, as in all of great matches, there's momentum changes. What happened there at the beginning of the second? He found his range a little bit?
Well, you're playing against Borna. You're not playing against someone who's ranked, you know, in 1000s. So, yeah, definitely there was something going on for me until that 7th came. But that's tennis, you know. You know, even if you want to badly, it doesn't really work that way. You know, you don't get everything in this life. So I was just trying to continue that sort of momentum that I built from the very first moment when I entered the court. But he responded very fiercely in that particular moment. So I just had to continue with the way I fight, with the way I do things on the court. And I'm so glad, that last shot was the moment that I was really looking forward to, and very good down the line backhand. In fact, it surprised me. What a relief.
Well, you have a history. There is a great history between the two of you. You've had several matches that have gone down to the wire, just like this one. What is it about the matchup, do you think, with your style of game and his, that makes these matches so exciting and close?
Well, whenever I play him, I always feel, when I'm on the court, it's definitely not easy, but I keep reminding myself when I play Borna, it doesn't get better than this, and his level of tennis is going to improve my level of tennis. So yeah, I've lost some, now I've won some too. It is important to get matches against opponents like this, that raise the bar high, and they require you to sort of find ways to win. Even when you're not feeling your best, you have to sort of unlock something in your mind and go through the most difficult of times.
Well, most of us don't quite understand. We don't go to those places, but you had to go to a place today when you'd led so comfortably at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you find yourself down a break in the third set and things not looking so good for you. Can you tell us what comes through your mind then? What did you have to change?
I just didn't want to lose.
Okay.
It's a good answer.
I think that's what a great competitor thinks, right?
No, I said to myself, no, you're not getting out of this court with a head down, so you got to fight for it. And what can I say? I mean, it was, I didn't want to let my team down, and I had to go 110% today.
Okay, maybe you didn't think this, but it looked to us like when you had better results, you looped the backhand a little more deep.
Did I?
I don't know, we thought so. And then gave yourself time to use that great forehand of yours. But you didn't think of that in the last few games?
I think if you pay attention, you might also see that, I went a little bit inside more. I was not giving much time. So I was so zoned in that particular moment. Everything seemed so fast, and I sort of started liking that fast-paced rhythm. It got me really kind of excited on the court to be playing fast like this and to be seeing angles, changing directions, and it sort of, I generated momentum in that particular moment. I stopped being defensive. I thought, before I was trying to take a lot of time, and it's kind of suited me in that particular moment. Everything started going my way.
Yeah. Well, you've been very generous with your time here too, mate. Thank you. And I know how much we know how much that takes out of an athlete to do that. Congratulations. You've given Greece a really good fighting chance here this afternoon. Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it was a lovely chat. Fitzy always so good at getting the very best out of the players in those courtside interviews. But Mark, your overriding thoughts on that one and how it'll make Steph feel and how we played, actually. Of course, you're close to the camp.
Yeah, look, I'm incredibly proud of the way, and the biggest thing for me was his composure, at that third set, being down a break, staying in control and finding a way to break back again. I love his answer. He just didn't want to lose. I mean, how simple is that? And it took whatever, just dug deep and found a way.
So the upshot of all these numbers is that Team Greece and Team Croatia are paired at a point each going into the ladies singles this evening. But final thoughts on some of those numbers? I mean, do numbers even matter, or is it all about what happens between the ears when you play for this long?
Yeah, sometimes a match, Robbie, right, is we can look at numbers, doesn't tell much of a story like a match like that. But look, having a lot more opportunities, 5 break points out of 7. At the end, it was just so close. It was just 1 point here, 1 point there that made the difference.
So just to remember the results from earlier today, Donna Vekic, a comfortable winner for Team Croatia, 2-love. And the match that we just witnessed, 2 hours and 32 minutes of very high quality from both goes the way of Stef Tsitsipas. This is what we have in store for you this evening. That first match, and not before 5:30 p.m. when Maria Sakkari takes on Petra Martic. And then it'll be interesting to see whether Michael Pavlarakis actually takes to the court or not, or whether yesterday's young hero will take his place. And then the mixed doubles, if we get that far, to decide who will be the city winner here in Perth. There'll be plenty of jubilation inside.